used to sell hair with this girl. Well, like, she sold hair, and I bought so much hair from her that I eventually just started wholesaling under her when I first got started. And she was actually referred to me by her best friend. And the best friend, I had been doing their best friend's hair for a minute at that point. I remember, like, back then I didn't have a booking site or anything, so I would text my clients the day before their appointment to confirm their appointment. I remember, like, at some point she had lost her job. And so she texted me and she was like, hey, you know, like, I really want to make my appointment, but I'm not going to make it because I just got fired from my job, and I don't even know if I'm going to be able to make my baby's, like, Christmas this year. So I remember reaching out to her best friend, because, mind you, her best friend sold hair. And I hit her up and I said, hey, did you hear about your best friend's situation? And she was like, yeah. I said, well, you know, if I offer to do her hair for free, will you provide the hair? And she was like, oh my God, that's so sweet. And I'm like, well, you know, she's been coming to me for so long. I would love to do something nice for her. Like, you know, I get it, as a mom, your kids come first. So, like, let's put something together for her, you know, just as a gift to her for Christmas. And so she was like, okay, cool. So we ended up doing it. Like, I ended up texting her and I said, hey, this is the situation. Your best friend is supposed to be giving you some hair, and I'm going to do your hair for free. And she was like, oh my God, you didn't have to do that. And I was like, look, girl, like, it's Christmas. You know, you come to me all the time. You tip. You don't give me no issues, no nothing. Like, it's the least I could do. Just consider it a thank you. So she's like, okay. So I did her hair, you know, whatever. Everything was everything. And so I want to say, like, fast forward maybe about a year later, she was coming from a little distance from where I was. And so I remember her texting me and she was like, hey, I'm running behind, I'm gonna be late. And I'm like, okay. And I think at that particular time my grace period was like 30 minutes. And so I was like, okay, well, you know, as long as you're here before this and this time, you're good. So she walks in an hour and a half later. And at the time, I think I had somebody, of course, in my chair. And so when she showed up, she didn't ask me, like, you know, could I move it around, whatever. She just walked in, and when she noticed that I had somebody in the chair, she turned around and left with an attitude. And I remember texting her and telling her, like, hey, I never said that I couldn't, like, take you. I said I was actually finishing. I had that particular lady come early so that when I could finish her in time to do the girl's hair, whose original appointment time it was, because I knew that she was going to be late. But she didn't give me a chance to explain none of that. She just left. And so she gets on Facebook, and she's like, I drove all the way to LA from Long Beach, and which is like, if you're not from LA and Long Beach is literally about 30 minutes, 20 to 30 minutes, depending on, like, traffic, pretty much. And so she gets on there and she's like, I drove all the way over here for a hair appointment and couldn't even get my hair done. And so, of course, the way that it looks to the internet is like, I just flaked on her, or she got here and I was like, oh, I'm not doing your hair, like as if she was on time or something. And it rubbed me the wrong way, because not only did she do that, but it was people, like, in the comments like, yeah, and I try to reach out to that hoe and she don't ever have openings and this, that, and the third, and she don't respond and this and this. And so I got in her inbox and I'm like, hey, like, what's this about? And she was like, well, I just posted it because I'm disappointed. I said, okay, but can you make it a point to, like, let it be known that you missed your appointment, because not only were you an hour and a half late to your appointment, but you also turned around and stormed out without even speaking to me. And I told her, I said, had you waited for me, I said, before I could even respond to you and let you know what was up, I said, you just walked out the door. I said, the lady that was in the chair, I had her come early because you were going to be late. So I was taking you in her spot. She came early so that she could take your spot, so that I wouldn't run late into her, but I could still take you. And she was like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I didn't even know. Like, I apologize. But I'm not going to lie to y'all. Like, I already kind of had a sour taste in my mouth, because, and I told her that, I said, you literally sat here and bashed me. And you let everybody on your Facebook bash me too, when this was your issue. You did this. Like, you really tried to make it seem like it was me, but, like, you did not tell these people that you were an hour and a half late. You also didn't tell these people that you stormed out before I could even offer you a solution. You know, like, you just, like, I just thought that was foul. Like, I know this is a quick story time, but I just remembered it and thought about it. Like, not everybody is out here trying to get over on y'all. Not everybody is out here trying to do y'all dirty. And I really feel like sometimes, you know, you guys get upset, and I get it, rightfully so. Like, you may have something going on. This may be the only thing that you're looking forward to. But I just said that to say, like, I've always looked out, especially in her case. I always looked out. So I looked out for you a couple of months ago when I made this gesture. You weren't tripping off of me. You wasn't telling the whole internet that, oh, you know, I lost my job, and this girl, you know, my stylist, did my hair for free as a gift when I was on hard times. But you could go and tell the internet about this appointment that you did, that you made it too late, and make it seem like I just canceled you out here. And I just didn't feel like that was fair. So that was my little story time for that. Like I said, it was very quick, but I just thought about it.